Hello people, how are ya? Mko aje? Mko wazima? I hope so. And so are we. Yeah, karibuni tena kwa our show on fire. Kama kawaida, bringing you guys discussions about topics that affect us and influence our lives. Yes, we continue on this journey learning about stress, and kama kawaida, karibu Alfie.
Thank you. Leo uko aje?
Leo niko poa.
Hey, Mazes, you are smiling brightly. Leo una stress?
Tuna manage stress leo.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That is very good.
Leo tuna manage.
Okay.
Now on that point, actually we're going to learn take this journey, continue with stress management. Tunaenda deeper kuangalia hii stress management ni nini. Najua saa zingine mtu asema niko na stress, lakini nimeiweza.
Nimemanage stress.
Nimemanage.
Umedu?
Aje?
Bas. Hapo kwa umedu. Ujue lakini unajua tu umeimanage.
Umeimanage. Yes. Umeiweza, umetoboa.
Umetoboa. Umetoboa.
Nilikuwa na stress lakini now I'm good.
I'm good, exactly.
How?
No definition, no explanation, nothing. Exactly.
But now that's what we want to see.
Yes. It's important we know how we can be able to manage stress.
Yes.
Because now, as we looked at the causes, now, yes, we've seen these are the causes of stress. So how do you manage these causes? This stress is kupata.
Yeah, ni kweli, ni kweli. We are gonna dissect stress management kabisa, so that we really understand how to manage our stress, as you've said. So stress management ndio nini?
Ni normal, lakini stress management basically what we would say, these are techniques. Basically they are techniques, and we would say what therapies that are used to manage, to control. Basically it's to control.
It's controlling.
It's controlling the level of stress. Because most of the time when you look at it, we have chronic stress. Like, remember tulikuwa tumesema we have acute stress, we have periodic acute stress, and then we have chronic stress.
Chronic stress.
Now chronic stress is a build up.
Is a build up.
Yes, of hizi zingine ndio ulianza na ka chronic kakawa periodic. Sasa imefika mahali sasa hii ni wewe, is a part of your life.
Hata sasa umeanza kuona symptoms za magonjwa, body reacting towards it.
So when you're looking at basically stress management, it's how to handle chronic stress so that you can function. Actually hivyo tu ndio nitasummarize.
Ni kweli.
Yeah, because you manage chronic stress yako then you function, because with chronic stress you're not able to function. Kuna mahali it's like you shutting down. Yes. So hapo ndo tunaenda. So
hapo ndio tunaenda. So it's actually vile unasema, nikitumia lusungu ile unasema, it's finding healthy ways to cope with stress.
Very good.
To improve your capability of handling your challenges, ama to improve your ways of living your daily life.
Yes. And you know, turudi kwa definition kidogo. Stress ni nini?
Mnyama. Rat.
Ni rat. Hey Tabi, I thought ulicho umesema kuna rat.
Mnyama rat.
Mnyama anataka shida. Anyway, so basically stress is actually a natural response.
Yes.
To a difficult situation.
True.
Or event.
On an event.
Event yako ni panya.
So ni
mnyama. So how you gonna react to that?
Yes.
And then basically this reaction, basically how you going to manage?
Yes.
Because panya ametrigger stress levels zako. So utamanage aje hiyo?
Unamanage aje hiyo situation? Utajimanage aje?
Yes. Yeah. So because at the end of the day, once we are able to learn how to manage stress, our life becomes balanced. Kunako unafika mahali unasikia umefika kwa ilikuwa ni equilibrium. Bas ndio hiyo sasa umefika hapo.
Umefika. Sasa unasikia now I'm in a position where I can handle anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, and remember even when we were starting we said we have stress on a day-to-day basis.
Kawaida.
Life, yani kila siku tuko na stressa.
Ukiamka ni stress, iko stress ndio hizo zinaanza.
Yes. So dakika mwisho una manage aje? Yes.
So we actually narrow it down to these three things. What it is.
What is stress management?
Yeah. Exactly. Now we have really defined it. Now tuitoanishe. Vizuri kabisa. For viewers waelewe kabisa.
Yes.
What it is. So I think point number 1, coping. Umesema ndio panya?
Yes. How do you cope with the stress hiyo panya?
Ani cope aje nayo?
Now you need to develop a strategy.
Develop.
Kuchakela. Nimekuchakela because nimeimagine wewe na hiyo panya.
Mimi na hiyo panya yangu ni develop.
You need to develop a strategy how to deal with that particular stressor.
And so to minimize the effect.
The effect of it. Remember when we were talking, we said there was fight and flight.
Yes.
So now here you are developing a strategy, which is one of two. Is it going to be fight or is it going to be flight? So the moment you decide the strategy you're going to use, imekupunguzia ka pressure. So yes, umepunguza pressure because now you are like
reduce. I'm getting the verbs.
Yeah, oh, you're getting
develop, reduce.
So you are basically, and then what we are trying to do is minimize the effect of the stress. Unaona, so panya ndio hii tabia amekutana na panya. Mumeangaliana face to face.
Hiyo munyama.
Yes. Hii stress, now do I handle it? Nikiruka juu anaweza ruka na mimi.
We, unajua afikiria anafanya tu vile anaona inafaa.
Nikirusha mguu anaweza rukia mguu yangu.
We. So na tembele kwa longi ndani.
Kwanza pa utembelea kwa longi. We. So basically you have to come up with a strategy that will make sure reaction ama the effect ya hiyo panya ni minimum. So you can decide to ignore hiyo panya.
Na yenda shughuli
yake. Unaona? So that is one strategy. Ignore. Wacha ende.
Ignore.
Yes, hiyo ameachana na. The other reaction might be kurusha mguu. Aende akienda.
Chapanisha yende kienda.
So basically when you're trying to deal with when you're coping with stress, the most important thing is you need to develop a strategy that is healthy.
For me as an individual. Because yangu iwezi kuwa ni kama yako. Ina kila
nini situation or yes, because hata mimi nikikutana na panya mimi I'll react differently from
probably. Monda hivi.
Mimi nitapiga teke. Mimi
nitaona tuangaliane
kula kona. But now you see there's something else. So here we are dealing with a rat. Now let us look at periodic acute stress. Let me take you there. So you are in class or you're going for a class. Now you need to prepare material for the class. So uko na stress ya hii session. So how are you going to cope with it? Unaona? So you need to create a scenario or a strategy that will make the impact of the stress ya preparation of class minimum.
Na itasaidia the lecturer minimize anxiety. Ndiyo hata akienda pale kudeal with students ako sawa.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe it might involve preparing your work in advance, reviewing the work in advance.
True. Because
trust you me, if you are not prepared to ingia kwa hiyo darasa,
you and the rat and the situation,
same scenario. So that is coping basically with stress. Yes.
Coping with stress.
Yes.
Ya pili you're going to angalia in how stress management is done is improving resilience.
Okay, sasa hapa mimi nitauliza tu jina moja. Hii resilience ndio nini? Hii resilience ni nini? What is resilience?
Resilience ni kukua na ability ya kukua strong au kunaweza handle.
Umekuwa tough.
Umekuwa toughened up. Umebuild capacity, unaweza handle hiyo situation.
Yes. Like now I think we'll just go back to the lecturer. I mean, the first time you're in class, kuna tension and everything, and you know. But as you keep on lecturing, it becomes easy.
It becomes easy.
Now, the reason why it's becoming easy is because you've mastered how to prepare for the sessions.
You've built resilience.
Yeah, so you've built the resilience, you've built the toughness, you've strengthened yourself. Yeah, so you are able to handle this thing. And then you see the beauty about building resilience inakupea a strong foundation of strong self-care. Wewe mwenyewe sasa uko na foundation, uko stable. I'll use the word stable.
Uko tu sawa, unasikia sasa unawezana na hii situation.
Exactly. So it is not pressuring you at all.
No.
Unaona? So that is basically the improving of the resilience.
Umesema build.
Yes.
Handle.
Yes.
Build strong
foundations
of self-care.
You're the most important. And then something before I forget. When you're dealing with improving resilience, you need to learn to identify your stressors.
Learn.
Yes. So, na nyezi verbs ni mingi leo.
Tunasoma kizungu, tunasoma.
Yes. So you need to learn to recognize and manage the stressors.
Learn, recognize, manage.
Yes.
Build, handle, learn, recognize, manage.
Manage.
Yes.
So the moment you are able to do all these, it becomes easy to handle your stressing situation. Like we've said, mimi nitumia lecturer. So umelearn my stress yangu ni how to prepare for class. So number one, I need to prepare notes. So once I prepare the notes, I go over them. Then maybe probably I present. So lesson 1 nimefanya hivyo. So by the time I'm doing lesson 2, lesson 3, I've built the foundation. So I'm able to proceed with it without so much handle there.
Now that's improving resilience in stress management.
Yes.
Well, now we go, I think, to the third one, reducing negative impacts.
Well, one thing, when you are stressed, your body reacts.
It reacts.
Your mind or your emotions react. So how do you reduce?
How do you reduce?
Because now you need to reduce the reaction. Because, okay, when you tuende kwanza kwa panya, we just go back to that rat of ours. The moment you see the rat, umepanic. Adrenaline imepumping.
Ndio hiyo.
Kichwa imeanza kuuma. Umeanza kusweat. Blood rush ndio hiyo.
Hata
pressure iko. Yes. Unaona? So you, and then you have that anxiety, you're anxious.
Very anxious.
Unaona? So these are the negative reactions to that stressful situation.
Yeah.
The same applies to any other stressful situation. You're in class, you're preparing for the session, you are not ready. So what happens? You're anxious.
Unakuwa anxious.
Na ukicheza utashika mpaka na depression.
Ni kweli.
Because una feel like sija prepare, so I'm not ready for this. So how am I going to handle it? All those are negative. So you need to reduce that impact.
Reduce the impact.
Yes, reduce the impact. So the moment you reduce, you are able to handle the situation. You are able to think clearly. Unaona ile part tunaambiagwa, this quote or comment that comes, it says, before you speak or before you react to something, count to 5. So the moment you get to 5, now analyze the situation. How do I react or how do I act to this situation? So panya imekuja. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So niipige teke ama niachane nayo. You are calm. You're composed. So your reaction is very controlled.
Very.
Unaona? So here you are reducing the negative impact.
Yes.
To that stressor. Yes.
The reaction becomes controlled. Hata hakuna effects. Najua ukisema you handle it immediately, utarusha teke, utavunja,
utagonga meza,
utajiumiza, cause harm.
Exactly. So but you see, the moment you pull back and you're trying to reduce that impact, the negative impact, you're able to think clearly and broadly. Yeah, so you'll be able to handle the situation. So
reduce, handle, pull back, to manage.
Yes.
Wow.
Hizi verbs leo ni kizungu na stress management.
Ni stress management.
Yes, yote inakuja hapo.
Tuna manage his stress leo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is well said. So kwa stress management, to understand vizuri. So you need to know how to cope with stress. You need to know how to improve your resilience, build capacity.
Build your strength, yeah.
Build your strength. And you need to understand how to reduce the negative impacts.
Yes.
So as to manage the stress effectively.
True. Very true. So the moment you're able to do that, already you go one step
ahead in
the management of stress. Yeah.
Now to me understand, stress management is of those 3 things. Now tuende kwa principles. Unajua huwa tuna manage stress, na maybe huwa tuelewi. At least sasa tumeanza kuelewa. Now tuangalie principles zenye zitafanya our stress management iko effective.
Okay, yes. So now, so you've identified stressors zangu. So what is an effective way of handling it?
Yes.
Where?
Of managing stress. Managing the stress.
Chane kunywa kahawa kwa machache.
So I think one of it, which is very important, is self-awareness.
Yes. So mimi kama Alfie, how do I react?
Unakuangaje?
So how do I understand? Unajua lazima you understand thought patterns zako pia. So how do I react to a stressful situation? Unajua the moment you become basically self-aware, it basically gives you some power to be able to handle or to manage the stress.
It's true.
Because sasa nimekaa nikajua mimi nikiona panic mode, so my reaction is fast. So I need to be able to learn or to understand how I react. Unaona? Aya, for instance, turudi kwa ule lecturer. Anajua anaendaga panic mode. maybe thought patterns inatupa ambao and everything, you know, zinachanganyika. So the moment he is able to identify that, you know, it becomes easy because me panic. So what do I need to do? Maybe I need pointers. Niko nazo.
Niko na notes lakini me panic.
Yeah, so how do I handle it? Ama nikiangalia the students ninashindwa kuongea. So what do you do? Tukiwa kwa drama tukiambia waangalie pale juu kwa hiyo.
Angalia huko.
You see, so that basically reduces the panic that you have.
Yes.
So basically you are self-aware. So you are identifying the stressor, and also you are looking at a coping mechanism of handling the stress.
So what you're actually to say self-awareness is like an ability to recognize your internal response to a stressor and identify your patterns which contribute to stress.
Exactly. So anahapa is whereby you are able to identify, like we've said, your strength and your weaknesses. Mwana. So how do we react? So already that's already a pointer. Mimi yule mtu nikishikwa na stress ama I need to react na freeze.
Na freeze.
Well, there are those people who akiona hiyo panya shocked, simama, everything kwisha. Na kuna ule mwingine akiona panya activated, ruka.
Mbio.
So you have to learn yourself.
You have to learn yourself.
Yes.
Get to know. Yes. Remember when we were discussing about INFJs and personalities and personality traits, we told people, we told our viewers, it's important to take a journey towards yourself.
Yes, learn who you are.
Learn who you are.
Yes.
You see, even now we're telling us that we take a journey to self. Jielewe kabisa.
Yes.
Ninakasirikanga hivi.
Yeah. So mimi nikikasirika na reacting hivi. Yes. So instead of reacting, what else can I do?
Yeah.
So unasikia ile pale tunaambia hapo kunywa maji. Like I always like saying kunywa maji.
Kunywa maji.
Ndio hiyo sasa. Yeah.
Tukunywe maji.
Kunywa maji.
And Alfie, at this minute I think we take a break.
Tukunywe maji.
Kunywa maji.
Ndio hiyo.
Kunywa maji and we continue.
Yes, we'll continue from that point. After maji imeteremka. Tukisha kunywa maji iteremka, tunaweza endelea.
Continue watching us and let's tukutane after this short break of kunywa maji.
Bas.